English versus Holy Roman Empire on Frisian marshes.
This is an interesting pick. English on Frisian marshes. Um, Man, that I don't know about that. That's not like a traditional English map, I would think.
I agree. This is definitely not a map you typically would see English. I definitely favor Leenock's Civ pick here, H or E. On this map especially, like I feel like this is really good for like if I was Leenock, I'd feel like you feel pretty good going into this matchup on this map.
Yeah, I think so as well. Especially given how much food there is on this map. Like, Ourk, I mean, sorry, Leenock is gonna. I mean, the food is pretty far away, so that is something. On Freezing Mashes, you don't really tend to see food this far away, but he's gonna be good for food for a while if he can manage to get these food sources safe.
Yeah, but here's one of the things is Leenock only went one town center, whereas Ourk went two, and you can see that in the sheep count already. Like
You mean scouts?
scouts. What did I say?
It's a town center.
Well, yeah,
uh,
two town centers in the Dark Age. That's normal, right?
Yes. The sheep count though. Orc did go 2 scouts, and he has a shit ton of sheep. Look at that. Wow, that's gonna be very good for him, especially
Yeah.
against HRA.
Yeah, I feel like this is a mistake by Leenock not to open up two scouts here.
Yeah,
I feel like you have to open two scouts on this map because there's just so many sheep.
I mean, so I played this map today, and I didn't do that. I was playing China, but maybe it is better. I mean, this is a map people haven't played in a while, right? So it's hard to remember exactly what's the best in this map, especially since the meta has changed so much, right? Like, maybe or a year ago, you go 2 scouts, but now people just go 1 scout, so it's people just haven't adjusted, maybe.
I mean, that's true. I mean, when was the last time we saw this map in a tournament? I mean, it's been a long. I can't even remember. Was it the last Golden League? Like Golden League 1?
Oh, I think there was some Road to Red Bull games, but not that many. I think maybe like the second month they took it out.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So I mean, because you're right. Meta changed. People probably kind of forget this map since they haven't played it in a while. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this game plays out. I definitely feel like I mean, don't get me wrong, he still has what 10, 12 sheep, Leenock, but then you look at Ourk and he has way more. So
Yeah, and they're both aging up. Oak's going for the council, no surprise, obviously. But I mean, are we gonna see aggressive play, or are we gonna see maybe a second TC? It appears that Oak is probably gonna go aggressive, but I mean, he still has those three villagers on gold, so I'm not sure what he wants to do with that.
yeah, maybe he's trying to go for that quick wood. I can't remember what the wood chop first wood upgrade is called. Double broadaxe. Maybe that's what he's getting that gold for.
Yeah, possibly.
Because he almost has enough gold. I think it's 90 gold if I'm not mistaken, right? Or it's 100. And he's only 13 gold off. So maybe that's what he's going for?
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, Leenock has way more sheep than I thought. He did end up finding 15.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number, especially.
But
I
Ourk did
mean,
find 23.
there's a shit ton of sheep on this map, right?
Yep.
So.
Let's see. Nothing no stone yet for either player. I'm expecting more of a fast castle from Leenock. Is what I feel like
Yeah,
he's going to try to go for.
yeah, I find this is a pretty aggressive matchup, just because like it's kind of like H3 doesn't really want to go double TC against English, I think, because you kind of want to get that fast imp and fast caster, but it's a difficult. Like I have a lot of experimentation in this matchup, but I don't know. I don't know what's correct, so we'll see what they do.
That's true. I haven't played this matchup a lot either. I don't know if it's still better to go fast castle or not. But okay, we do see the feudal age up. No broadaxe yet. Bear's coming down for Ourk. Ourk.
Yeah, I don't like that barracks timing.
Yeah, it feels really late. I'm not sure why he didn't throw that down while he was aging. Oh, and he is getting double broadaxe, by the way. Whereas Leenock is going for that lovely wheelbarrow.
Yes. Yeah, throwing this barracks down while he's aging is definitely, I think, the better play, because obviously Spearmen produce slower than your Longbowmen, right? So you're not really your comp is more throttled by the bow axe than the archers because you can obviously produce them faster.
Yeah, and what do you think about this? Leenock is actually opening up with a feudal age barracks, so it looks like he's going to go for the feudal age men-at-arms, would be my assumption.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. I mean, it's a tough situation for HRE, right? You have like the special men-at-arms and you want to use them, but versus English, it's like not really the best unit. You kind of want to go horsemen, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I think as well, because, I mean, longbows actually do really well against feudal age men-at-arms.
Yeah. I guess he's going for the barracks now. He wants to get that upgrade. See how that does versus the longbows.
Yeah, and then we see... So he's going to be taking off that gold here in a moment. Leenock did scout the 2 longbows on the way. That chapel's pretty good, by the way, I just realized. I think that covers the wood, at least the early portions of the wood, the sheep, and the gold.
Yeah, it's a great chapel. And we actually see Leenock getting horticulture, the first food upgrade. That's... I mean, you usually don't see that, right? You usually go like wheelbarrow, but I think with all this sheep, it's maybe the correct move. I mean...
If I'm not mistaken, horticulture actually doesn't affect sheep. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it only affects farms.
Really? I thought it just didn't affect hunting meat. I thought it did affect sheep.
And maybe it does, and I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it does affect sheep. If it does, then it's a fine upgrade to get. Okay, so it does affect farms, sheeps, and berries. It just doesn't affect hunts. Okay, so that's just something I didn't know. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think it does affect sheep. But Leenock is just massing men-at-arms here, and honestly, I'm not a fan of this because I think English just does longbow and then builds his own men-at-arms. But maybe Leenock, you know, has tried this a lot and thinks this is good. But I'm excited to see how this will go because, I mean, I have the same issue playing against English, so.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing, right? If you scout this as English, you go, okay, you just stop making spears, you make full longbows, and longbows are going to destroy the feudal age men-at-arms. I mean, just mass longbow is already... We already know how scary that is in feudal age in general, and men-at-arms are very slow.
I would like to see Ourk get his own upgrades. Like, I want to see that blacksmith, especially against men-at-arms, right? Like, it's kind of like the first thing you sort of want to do. And he has the wood for it at the moment, too, so I would enjoy him putting that down.
It's kind of funny. So you see this map, you see all these shoreline fish across the map, right? Deer, all this beautiful food. And what do you see both players doing? They're both going for farms.
I mean, English and HRE, right? I mean, that's sort of why you don't see these civs that much on this map. But HRE a bit more because there's so much sheep. But English you don't. But yeah, that's true. There's so much food and you're just not getting it.
I feel like as HRE, you know, you see that your opponent's going longbow spear, right? I feel like it's safe to take villagers and just take the shoreline fish at the far end. Like, there's no way that he's going to send his army that way because it's so out of the way. And if you just make one outpost, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that for sure. Man, the food for Leenock though seems super far away. I don't know. Like, you could go for the stuff at the front, but I mean, there's a better chance I think Ourk finds that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Ourk could scout it and send a couple longbows or something, but I don't know. I feel like it's worth the risk, but maybe it's...
And the Ourk actually has a scout in the back, so if Leenock does move towards that, he might see it as well.
Yeah, true. And man, we're seeing 13 men-at-arms for Leenock this early against 11 longbows, 3 men-at-arms from Ourk.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to work. He's going on the gold now. He's getting a tower up. He's going to be able to secure that. And Ourk still does not have the +1 ranged upgrade, so he's not going to be doing extra damage to these men-at-arms, which is a big deal against men-at-arms.
Yeah, and especially because these men-at-arms do have +1 armor.
Yep.
So, yeah, like right now, Ourk's army is a lot weaker than Leenock's. Like, Leenock's, I think, wins. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure Ourk correctly responded to this. I mean, he is mixing in the men-at-arms, which, I mean, I think that's a great move, especially since you already have the bow axe. But I would really like to see that +1 and just hang on his gold. I mean, he's taking the fight and it's walking, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think the network of castles there helped a bit, and then having his own men-at-arms, right? Because then those men-at-arms are fighting men-at-arms, which they take a while to kill each other. Whereas, so the longbows are still able to dish out their damage despite not having that +1 ranged.
Yeah. And Leenock is gonna, I mean, he's looking towards castle now. He's almost got the gold for it. That's gonna be pretty scary if I'm Orc and I'm seeing this. I'm like, okay, I'm nowhere near a castle age. What do I do?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Leenock can literally advance here in probably the next 10 seconds. Well, just one more trip from these villagers, and I think he has enough gold to advance.
Yeah.
And this push isn't going to do anything. There is the tower. He can easily just garrison it if needed. He does have the resources for Castle Age. Is he going to start it, though?
What do you do here? Do you go Ragnitz or do you go Burgrave?
I think you still go Regnans, because he already has 3 barracks, so I don't think there's really much
True.
benefit in going Burgrave in this situation.
Yeah, that's for sure. He has 3 barracks. Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, yeah, obviously I think Ragnitz is a better option, but if Leenock knew that Ourk was so far away from Castle Age, maybe he could even kill him.
I see. The only reason I disagree with that, and this is because I've tried that many times, is even though he's far away from Castle Age, he's actually not that far, right? He's already at 800 food. By the time that Burgrave would finish, Ourk would be advancing himself, or very close, and by the time the men-at-arms arrive, he'll have probably some longbows already out, or crossbows already out.
Yeah, and then with English and the new Council Hall, you just get crossbows out instantly, right? So.
Yep.
It does feel like Burgrave kind of sucks versus them now.
Yeah, I feel like every time I've tried Burgrave against English, I always regret it. Even when I advance first, I'm like, okay, maybe I can. But then by the time I get to their base, they hit castle, crossbows are out almost immediately, and then you have a Burgrave that doesn't give you that extra gold.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I mean, Leenock is Castle Age, but Ourk is not that as far behind as I would have thought. He's aging up now. He has the bigger army. If he can stop these relics, I think he's in a good position.
I don't think he can stop the relics. Leenock is on top of his army, and he's going to grab that first relic. Second Scholar RO32, or Prelate.
Yeah, I mean, and he's getting the upgrade, Leenock, so I guess Ourk just has to retreat.
Yeah, Castle Age upgrade's coming in, +2 ranged, almost done. But that age up is almost complete for Ourk. Should be done here in the next few seconds, and then I expect some crossbows, and then this should be held off.
Yeah.
Although the timing's gonna be close.
I mean, the thing is, it's tough at Ourk, because even if he defends these units and gets some crossbowmen out, I mean, Leenock has already picked up 1 relic, he's getting a second, he's gonna get a third. I mean, that's not a great position if you English.
Yeah, and the other thing that I forgot about for a moment is he's just now getting the blacksmith, so he has no ranged attack upgrades against +2 ranged defense.
Yeah, and his TC is doing less damage, his raw movement are doing less damage. I mean, that's a really bad upgrade to miss,
Yeah, not having those, I mean, so crossbows aren't going to do as much as they should, so, this actually may just go Leenock's way. I mean, I don't know if Leenock's going to necessarily kill him here, but I feel like Ourk's crippled at this point already. Look at all that idle time.
Yeah, I almost want to try this build. It feels like it shouldn't work, but I mean, he's making it work. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, and during this whole time, 3rd relic on the way. And probably going to go for the 4th and 5th, so...
And, I mean, all of Ourk's eco is idle at this moment. He has 26 villages in the TC, and the rest of them are just running around, trying to not die, like...
And he's down to 31. So not only is he behind on workers, but he's also facing, right now, 3 relic HRE. So...
Yeah, that's just tough position to be in, especially in this matchup. I mean, it's going to be 5 rocks. I mean, he has no way of stopping these. Like...
Yeah, there's 0 way he's going to stop this. What do you think? Do you think this could have gone better for Ourk if he had, instead of retreating all the way back to his base, split off and tried to, like harass, like go for that gold / the farms, just to force the army to go back there, give him more time to get that castle edge and get crossbows?
I think you have to, right? Like, especially against men-at-arms, you can maneuver around and try to idle out the eco. In this case, Leenock actually has a shit ton of farms, and he had a pretty safe goal at that time, so I'm not sure how much it would have done in this game, but I think in general, yeah, you have to abuse the mobility of men-at-arms.
Yeah, I feel like that's like your only chance in this situation. And
Yeah.
game number 5 goes to Leenock.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was a. I mean, on that map, I think it's definitely not the map you want to play English on. But you know, that's what.
It,
Clearly, we don't. I don't know what other matchups they played, so not sure if maybe he really just didn't feel comfortable with English in any other on any other map.
I mean, they played 4 of the matchups, right? So you only have, what, 2 civs to pick from, I think? So you don't have a lot of civ choice, so could have just